Hello, all. So I, just like everybody else, just saw the trailer for the new Ghostbusters coming out this July. This trailer was well delayed. Everybody was very curious about it. Everybody was kind of on edge about it. We didn't know what to expect. It finally came out. Everybody's been a bit on edge about this because it's a remake of the Ghostbusters, one of the most pinnacle, best movies ever made. A movie that I've seen countless times, and I'm sure everybody else has. Ghostbusters 2, of course, is also awesome, as well as pretty much everything Ghostbusters. So everybody was on their edge of their seat waiting for this, and it's finally dropped, it's finally here, and we finally have a good indication of the movie we're going to see this summer. Whether it'll be good, what kind of movie it is, what it's going for, all that jazz. So here's my quick little review of the trailer that just dropped. The good, the bad, and the clearly different. So first off, I want to go over the bad with this trailer that just dropped. So here's the bad. Paul Feig, the director, stated that he would be going for more of a horror element with this. He'd have more scary moments, more scary scenes, and bring kind of a darker backbone to Ghostbusters. And I was really curious about that. I thought you could go with some scary stuff with this stuff, and I thought that wasn't fully explored in the originals, and that sounded like a cool idea. Besides for arguably how the ghosts look in this, that is all made up. From what I saw in the trailer, besides for an obvious wink at The Exorcist, there is no horror elements at all. Period. Now, Paul Feig has never done horror before, and I realize it's very hard to try and do a new genre, and I respect that. I really do respect that. And I also realized the trailer could have been poorly edited or misput together, so they left out the horror elements. And I also realized they might be trying to sell this to kids, so they might have purposely left out the horror elements. And all that makes sense. But dude, I was sold on this having a darker feel to it. I wanted to see that. It got me curious about that. And now in the end, he didn't pay up on it. I'm a little disappointed there. Just a little. Other con is the backstory suggested with this new movie coming out is that there would be this character called Rowan, and he would be a serial killer executed for his crimes. He would come back from the dead for revenge and bring with him all the great villains of history, from Vlad the Impaler to like Jack the Ripper, and they would all descend on New York and rip it to shreds. That was the original suggested backstory for the villain of this film, and it sounded awesome. No mention of that in the trailer. No mention, even though it would have been really cool, no mention of that in the trailer. Not only that, there was this quick little line drop in the trailer that there was someone who had made a device to amplify ghosts and paranormal activity. That was the line drop. So the suggestion there is that the villain is a human being that's still very much alive and has just made a device to amplify ghosts. Not a serial killer come back for revenge. So it feels like they scrapped the cool plot line, so probably they could get a lower rating like PG-13 or PG, because, you know, a serial killer plot line would probably require a harder rating. But dude, don't suggest a really cool plot line if you're not sure you can pull it off, and you might have to scrap it for something else. You gotta be really pumped for these plot concepts, and two of them are just gone. They're just gone, or they seem like it. They seem like it. Once again, this could be a badly made trailer, but yeah, the two elements that I really wanted to see in this are absent. Also, one last con, kind of a small nitpick. I don't like how the new Ghostbusters hideout is a Chinese restaurant. I realize you could argue this makes them seem more downtrodden, more like they're just trying to get by, more like they have barely any money, and that might make them more relatable. I get that. But it's not as cool as a firehouse. It's not as cool as a firehouse. Now, the blatantly different. This isn't bad, this isn't good, this is just different. The trailer made it very clear that this was a different style of comedy. The original had sarcastic, dry humor, very deadpan. This is very physical, quick improv. Two completely different styles of comedy. Extremely different. This trailer felt a bit more like the trailer for like This Is the End or Army of Darkness. very physical based, very quick, very fast, very silly and cartoonish almost. Whereas the original was very sarcastic and deadpan. Now, I'm not one of those high-class snobs that thinks the only comedy worth recognizing is witty satire. No, both comedies are completely valid. It's just they're very, very different. So this is going to have a very different feel. Now, arguably, that's a good thing because you don't want the remake to be compared to the original too much. You want it to be different. So, on to the pros. I really like the fact that this trailer showed off Leslie Jones quite a bit. So it made it clear that she's going to be in the film a lot more than Ernie Hudson was in the original. She's going to play a bigger part. Always seemed a bit weird in the original where, the last Ghostbusters just pops up midway through the film. It makes sense plot-wise, but the character felt like shortchanged. She has a very similar backstory, but she feels like she's throughout the entire movie. So I feel that's improving that element. Obviously, it's not going to be better than Ghostbusters original, but it's improving that small element. So that was cool. I also liked all the Ghostbusters tech. This trailer showed off a lot of cool tech. They had a lot of new tech. 2 Ghostbusters pistols at the same time. Very cool. I also like the look of the ghosts. They weren't as animalistic and bizarre as they were in the original Ghostbusters. Like in the original Ghostbusters, you'd see ghosts and you wouldn't know what they were in their prior life. They'd look like wild, weird, bizarre animals. And just like the imaginations of the creators went wild. These were more kind of traditional, but they were still definitely meant to be scary and meant to be dark. The ghosts aren't really a joke. Well, they might cause some joke elements like bonding on people, but they themselves are not a joke, which is a good sign. So the ghost designs look great. The technology looked great. I liked how they handled the Leslie Jones character. So all that's good. I also like the dynamic between the Ghostbusters. They seem to get along really well together and have a good dynamic and all that. And even though the comedy style is vastly different, I did get a chuckle or two throughout the trailer. It's hard to get a chuckle out of a trailer because you don't have much time. So that's a good sign. That is a good sign. So final thoughts. This is nothing like what I was expecting. I was really expecting a more darker Ghostbusters because that's what Paul Feig said it would be, and he lied to me. I'll get you, Paul. I'll get you. I was expecting that. This was completely different than I was expecting, but not necessarily bad. It was still funny. It was still creative in how it looked. There was a lot of thought put into the prop designs, which was very cool. So a lot of good elements still there. I am still definitely pumped. It's just a different bag of tricks than I was expecting. But I'm still going to watch this, and I'm still pumped, and I'm still going to go with a full review when it's all done. So I'm hoping it ends up good. I'm hoping it's as funny as the trailer suggested. I'm hoping it's more fun than the trailer suggested. But I'm hoping that it's scarier too than the trailer suggested. I want some dark elements in this. Ghostbusters kind of deserves that. Even the original had that scene where the hands popped out of the chair, and that was scary. Give us some of that jazz, okay? That's all I ask. But we'll find out how good it is come July. But what did you think of the trailer? Let me know, and cheers.